You could be the most organized, disciplined person on earth. But in this episode, I am going to reveal why you do not have true accountability in your business. Don't go anywhere. Eleanor Beaton here. Welcome back to another episode of Woman Owned. So, here is the deal. Most founders don't have an execution problem. You have a decision problem. And the thing that we don't talk about enough as women-led businesses is that no one is holding your decisions as a CEO to a standard. That's what we're going to explore in today's episode. I want to start off by talking about the illusion of accountability that is out there, probably pervading your business as you listen to this. You likely have tools, you have a plan, you have some systems in place, you might even have a coach. Your business feels structured, it feels disciplined, but the problem is that accountability is totally self-enforced. And the reality is it's what we know of as self-accountability. Here's the key thing that all truly world-class high-performing businesses understand. They understand that self-accountability, which is self-enforced, is not structural accountability. And world-class businesses always have structural accountability at their core. When you don't have structural accountability baked into your business, the consequence is that you get operational drift, you get inconsistency, and you get decisions that aren't strategic, they aren't aligned, and therefore they don't compound over time. That is the gap that exists when you have a lack of structural accountability and all you have is your personal self-enforced accountability. Most small women-led businesses are missing a decision layer that sits above the founder. Yes, you heard me. You are missing a decision layer that actually sits above you as the founder. Without a decision layer that sits above you as a founder, here's what happens. Number one, your priorities shift constantly depending on how you feel that week. Number two, nothing enforces long-term value. And number three, execution becomes reactive rather than strategic, planned, and proactive. I want to clarify the distinction that I have been making, not just in this episode, but in the episodes that preceded it. So, coaching is used to develop the founder. Tools are used to organize activity. Neither of these things actually governs the business. Most small businesses lack accountability because they lack the three things that actually comprise structural accountability in a business. And these three things are number one, governance, number two, oversight, and number three, decision enforcement. I'm going to repeat those: governance, oversight, and decision enforcement. Because here's the thing. Businesses don't scale on effort. They actually scale on enforced decisions. When you make a clear strategic decision and you enforce that decision by adhering to it week after week with actions that support that decision, that's an enforced decision. So I want to introduce what the layer is that offers this kind of structured accountability. And in our world, we call this board level oversight, not emotional support, right? Not a thinking partner, board level oversight. Again, world-class organizations always have board level oversight because it is recognized that a founder, a leader, a CEO requires a decision layer above her. All right, let's talk about what board level oversight actually is. So this is a layer that does three things. Number one, it evaluates decisions. Number two, it enforces priorities. And number three, it holds a business and the CEO to a standard. So I really want to contrast this with sort of the coaching or support layer that a lot of founders have that are honestly much less effective. They feel really good, but it's less effective. So this layer is not motivation. It's not check-ins. It's not, did you do your homework? That is not board level oversight. The key thing here is that coaching is going to optimize the founder. Oversight governs the business. And there's a lot out there that helps optimize the founder, but there's very little out there that actually installs the support that truly governs the business. And when you've got this layer in place, this is when you really start to see powerful momentum that builds the enterprise value of the business. In fact, we understand that board level oversight is so key when it comes to advancing priorities, creating compounding growth, and holding founders to a standard of execution that actually builds enterprise value. That board level oversight is installed inside everything we do in the Jewel business system. So this looks like decision accountability for the CEO. It looks like enterprise value enforcement and ensuring that the steps that the founder is taking is not simply driving revenue growth in the short term, but optimizing for long-term sustainable enterprise value. And again, board level oversight is not coaching. It's not a program. This is an operating layer that is installed inside the business. Without it, all you have is your personal willpower, your personal sense of accountability, and that's what we're trying to support around, right? There's a reason why so many women founders feel so burnt out, why they feel exhausted. It's because the entire business is built around them and their sense of personal ownership and personal accountability. And, it's just all on them. Whereas what we are saying, our fundamental viewpoint, which is backed by research, is that women-led businesses are traditionally and systematically under-architected. So board-level oversight is a powerful layer of architecture that holds the business to a standard of decision-making that truly compounds growth. So here's the thing. Most founders actually can't see where decisions are breaking down structurally in the business. And one of the first places that we start to see this is in your sales architecture, in the architecture that is in place inside your business that actually allows you to systematically and consistently acquire new clients. Across more than 25,000 businesses that are actively utilizing our frameworks, we have gathered an inordinate amount of research. We've been able to identify patterns. We have really used that research to identify 4 different profile types. So across these thousands of businesses, what we've identified are 4 different profiles of sales architecture. And so we've designed a very brief diagnostic. It's 6 pointed questions. It'll take you about 90 seconds to complete. And that will help you identify which of the 4 sales architecture profiles does your business currently have. And based on that, what are the core decisions you are going to need to make in the next 30, 60, 90 days to really enhance that system in the business? To take the diagnostic, go to safimedia.co/sales. That's safimedia.co/sales. Thanks so much for being here, and we will see you next week on another episode of Woman Owned. Thank you so much for tuning into the episode. If you found value in what I shared, please go ahead and like this video, give it a thumbs up, and leave me a review or leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next week.